The Ventrue do not speak lightly about Hardestadt, an elder they claim was the most powerful of them for the last 8 centuries. During the Convention of Prague in 2012, he was destroyed by Brujah rebels, led by the betrayer Theo Bell. Hardestadt was a founder of the Camarilla, joined by 6 of his peers who credit him with the strength and security of the Ivory Tower for so long. Oddly, he never credited his lineage further back than himself. Surely a sign of his belief that he was the end-all be-all of the Ventrue. His children are few and far between, each one painstakingly chosen and carrying the weight of his name on their shoulders. Greetings, kindred. I am voivodemekhet, and welcome back to our World of Darkness and the Laws of the Night playlist. In this playlist, we go over LARP, live action roleplay rules for Vampire the Masquerade, which are presented to us by Mind's Eye Theater and by Night Studios. So, Loresheets in the book are marked down as a special type of background advantage. You can buy these at character creation, or with your storyteller's permission, you can buy them after your character's already been in play for some time. This is something that you're going to want to talk to your storyteller about, because not all Loresheets will fit within the confines of a chronicle. Loresheets are a special way of not only giving your character a special advantage or advantages in gameplay, but also tying them in to the overall background meta plot within the Vampire the Masquerade storyline. I have found as a storyteller that Loresheets tend to be ignored at character creation just because it's a new mechanic and people don't exactly know what it is. Now, depending on when you're watching this, or even in your chronicle setting, this might not be true for you. You could very well have a game there people are obsessed with Loresheets, and with good reason. People who are used to playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition tabletop will know the benefits of Loresheets and exactly what they can do for your character. And there are several options in Laws of the Night and in future publications coming out from by Night Studios. That being said, I do want to point out that Loresheets are a lot different in LARP than they are in tabletop. In the tabletop setting of Vampire the Masquerade, Loresheets are going to add a special nuance to your character sheet. You might get a bump here and there in a background or even a discipline power because you have an associated Loresheet. However, in LARP, Loresheets tend to be a heavier hitting mechanic. They give you massive advantages, and they also should be something that are limited in a game, maybe only allowing a certain number of people out of a larger group to take that amount. Or you could build an entire chronicle completely around a Loresheet. Another huge difference from tabletop to LARP is that, much like all other backgrounds in LARP, the Loresheets are limited to 3 different advantages instead of 5 as they are in tabletop, as there is a condensed way of running things, as with all backgrounds in LARP, compared to tabletop. Purchasing Loresheets can be done with your free points at character creation. At character creation, you get 7 free background traits, and you are completely allowed to dump those points into a Loresheet, getting those free dots. And I want to stress that very much because there's a difference between dots and experience traits. At character creation, you will be given a free amount of experience traits to flesh out your character, to make them an individual. And when you have those are to be spent as experience points. Backgrounds are purchased at 3 experience per dot. But with your 7 free traits of dots, you can just take the points completely without worrying about the expanded cost when it comes to experience. That being said, if you wanted to buy the Sect Veteran Loresheet, for example, taking that would cost you 6 of your 7 free dots of backgrounds. However, if you're going to buy it with your free XP at character creation, it would cost you 3 points for a level 1, 6 points for a level 2, and 9 experience points for a level 3. Bring the total to 18 points if you wanted to buy a complete lore sheet. Now, personally, I am the kind of person who likes to buy things little by little over time so that my character has a chance to grow into what those advantages are. That is my style of playing. It is not the only style of playing. And being able to start with a small amount of a lore sheet to build up the tension is a lot of fun. With that being said, you do not have to buy these in order of experience. You do not have to start with level 1. You could very well start with the 3-point background instead, because what these are associated advantages with the meta plot that your character can take advantage of in any order they wish. You could buy a 1, you could buy 1 and a 3, you could buy just the second one. You can do it any way you want to. And that needs to be kept in mind, that these are not a progression style trait. In that way, multiple characters could start with the same lore sheet and have completely different advantages for taking it. Oh, Hardestadt. This controversial character within the world of darkness who can lead to some very, very interesting thoughts. I personally have my own thoughts on Hardestadt and his past and who exactly he was and why he did what he did. The fact is, he's gone now. We don't tend to have to worry about him when it comes to the way that Vampire the Masquerade works anymore. Up until 2012, he might have popped up as an NPC in a game. But now we don't have to worry about that. Lucinda is actually the biggest pain in the ass in Clan Ventrue now, in my opinion. But that's not what we're here to discuss. Tonight we're going to look at the Descendants of Hardestadt lore sheet, which is for Ventrue characters only. This lore sheet states that you are descended from Hardestadt in some fashion. Your sire's sire may be a grandchild of Hardestadt. Who the hell knows exactly how far this lineage can go back, depending on what generation and who Hardestadt really may have been. But with all of that hearsay and possible slander, let's go ahead, pop in, and see exactly what the benefits to being part of this prestigious bloodline might actually get you. Investing 1 dot in this lore sheet gets you wealth. You descend from one of the greatest Ventrue ever to rule the night, and his lineage wants for nothing. You gain 3 dots of the resource background with the liquidity advantage. These dots can never be lost or blocked. So you got money. That's basically what wealth means here. You get 3 dots in resources, which I would like to point out on page 157 of Laws of the Night. 3 points in resources says you are rich. You probably live in an elaborate mansion or a penthouse atop one of the city's most desirable buildings. And you can afford multiple luxury cars and other finery. Each month you have $100,000 in disposable income. That's quite a bit. But on top of that, you also gain the liquidity advantage, which is a 1-point advantage. Your money is in antiques, precious metals, and other goods that can be sold on short notice for a good amount of money. For 1 month, you may double the amount of disposable cash that you have available to spend. However, you will not have access to any disposable cash for the next 2 months to rebuild your stock. So in other words, you have a lot of money, and if you want to, by taking a little bit of a break from your heavy spending, you can have even more money. So this really is like the most Ventrue lore sheet I have ever seen. Investing 2 dots into this background gets you pedigree. You were embraced to lead, and your sire trained you in many ways that would assist your mobility in vampire society. Smart reasoning, the ability to communicate, and training in controlling the beast in stressful situations. You gain 2 dots of linguistics, along with the common sense and calm heart merits. So you can communicate with people better. That's awesome. You have less chance that you're going to end up frenzying in public. And you have been taught in a way that your storyteller will come up to you and go, is that really the best idea? There are actual mechanics to the way that common sense and stuff works in this book. And these are all massive benefits when it comes to the way that your character may interact with the outside world. This could very well make you a successful Ventrue and vampire society. Investing 3 dots into this lore sheet gets you control. You epitomize the strength of will that Hardestadt was known for. And your will extends even to your blood. When targeting a non-supernatural mortal with presence or dominate powers, you automatically succeed. This can lead to some very interesting aspects of the game. For the most part, when you try to dominate a human, it tends to work. In my opinion, the way that this is translating is your dominate always works the way you want it to. So you basically have mass manipulation and terminal decree when it comes to humans as it is. I could very well be wrong, and hopefully the people who wrote this book will speak up to me on that one if I'm overstepping my bounds and put something in the comments there. But this basically tells me that you are going to be able to look at a human and make them do whatever you want them to do without any type of test or anything like that. And it's a disgusting, nasty power, but it really should be. But when we are looking at a Descendants lore sheet, unless there's some kind of special agreement made by the players and the storyteller, this should probably be a limited lore sheet. You don't want every Ventrue in the game coming in as a Descendant of Hardestadt. I could see a small coterie coming in as Descendants of Hardestadt. They've decided to bunch together and create some kind of conglomerate of their power. That's absolutely true. But the idea that like all of the Ventrue in a game should not be related to... all of the vampires should not be related back to one line. So keep an eye on your Descendants lore sheets, storytellers. And also, players, try not to take too much advantage of this, because, oh my god, you can get away with a lot, especially with that 3rd level. I am voivodemekhet, and this has been a look at the Descendants of Hardestadt lore sheet for LARP, for Vampire the Masquerade, in the Laws of the Night for 5th edition. On that, I think that, can't wait to see you in the next one. Good evening.